So,
Right.
Ev, do you
What's up, man?
remember sucking on a bottle and watching the New York Knicks win a championship?
Are
I
you that
don't,
old, cuz?
man. I gotta check. Lou, I don't remember how old are you. Were you actually born when the Bulls won the chip?
Well,
No,
I'm glad
I'm
that
serious.
I'm
I don't
glad that you
remember how
Say
old
appreciate.
yes,
I'm
you
Lou.
glad.
were.
No,
Say
I'm
yes.
glad
Don't
I'm
let him
glad
do
that
it
you.
to you, Lou.
No. I'm glad you appreciate this
Or did your parents tell
this
you about
this
it? I'm just
youthful
saying. Absolutely.
visage that I have, this youthful
Absolutely.
aura that I bring. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you appreciate that. You know
You
what
were
I mean? But what I
6.
will say, if I wasn't, you definitely were.
I was.
And
I
you
was
were
a
how old?
kid.
And you were how old when your team won?
I was
Yes, you're
nah,
right.
we've never you're right. I wasn't born when we
Bet,
won a chip,
bet,
man.
bet, bet,
But what has that
bet.
done for
I
you the
was
past
28 the last time
25
my team
years, is
won
what I'm
one.
saying.
You know what I
Shut
mean?
up,
When was the last time
Christian.
when was the last time you had a player in the MVP conversation?
Shut up, Christian. We're in the
what if
70s here.
you
1977.
When was the last time you had a
Freaking
player in the
70s
MVP
here.
conversation?
No,
The
I'm just
first
saying,
time I saw an NBA
I
championship, my
appreciate
team
that,
win an NBA
like,
championship, I was 8 years old. And it was their 13th one.
Whatever.
Was it?
Nobody
What is it, number
cares.
12?
Nobody cares.
I can't. You know what? I can't wait to bring a
Melo was
Boston
in the
fan onto the
the
show.
MVP conversation. What was your last one?
We all don't like
The
Bostonians.
youngest MVP, to ever win it. But it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Derrick
So
Rose.
Melo was after Derrick Rose. I heard you bring up Derrick Rose earlier. That was like what, 2010?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just
You
like
talk a
what I mean.
lot. Were
You
you
know what?
driving then?
I was curious as to how many
I'm just saying,
patches
were you
on
driving?
his jacket that Melo has. I wonder how much different it is than D Rose's.
What
I
I'm
wonder how many
asking
more
you,
patches he
you
has.
talking about the top 75 player, Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Top
3-time
75.
gold medal winner, Carmelo
Hey,
Anthony.
listen, man, listen, Hoodie
Yeah.
Melo. I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you. What I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out, Lou, is do you actually remember any of these Bulls memories?
Yeah.
Is what
Actually, I
I'm saying.
remember the 3-peat, but we can. I mean, it's fine.
You for real?
Yeah, I ran that second 3-peat for sure.
They was picking you up from first grade to second grade. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, were you actually
Lou-
watching basketball?
Yeah,
Were you
Lou
playing
It was
remembers
kind of
basketball?
Michael
wild.
Jordan
Yeah.
being flown
I was
in
doing
by
a little bit
aliens,
more. I
lined
was
outside of the
doing a little
baseball
bit
field.
more than playing with Legos then. You
A
feel
little
me?
bit more? You sure?
Yeah.
He remembers
Yeah.
when Jordan beat a bunch of aliens.
So how much
and got the powers of Charles
heartbreak did you
Barkley
grow up with? Did you see that missed layup by Patrick
I
Ewing?
did, man. I saw it all, man. It was
Oh,
tough.
so you just
It was
used to just
tough.
pain. It's cool. It's all right,
I
man.
mean, it's not new to you though. Don't act like the pain is new to you though. You kind of
Yeah.
used to it too.
Definitely newer than you for sure. You know, but it's
I
cool.
feel you, man.
Was
I
Starks
feel you.
was Starks a star player or was he a role player?
Starks was a role player, but he was a star in New York. We that's consistent with New York. You can be a
He was the
star to
Linsanity
the
of the
fans.
90s.
Wow, that's crazy.
Let's
I would give him.
Nah,
I would give him
nah.
Marbury. I would give him
he
Marbury
was
for
more
sure.
Don't
than-
disrespect stars like that.
Yeah, he was,
Wait,
he
hold
was
on.
more than
Definitely
than
more of a
insanity.
Marbury for sure.
Stephon Marbury is a Chinese legend. So
He is. He's the
Absolutely.
Jordan over there.
First
So.
of all, he's also a legend on this side. But yeah,
I know. I used to love Marbury.
Starbury. Yo, he had his own
I
case.
just
I
wish
love
he,
that
I
nickname,
wish he wouldn't have
Starbury.
left Minnesota, man.
Hell, I like
Yeah,
there's
man.
Yeah, and you know it's
There's a
unfortunate
huge
because
what if.
that's what happens when you don't have the right people talking in your ear, man. You have too many people telling you, yo, you too good for that. Why is KG getting all the love? Blah blah blah. And that's your man's. Shaq should have never left Orlando.
Hey,
We
man.
deserve to see him and Penny win.
Penny
So
was
what's funny
good.
about
He
that?
needed a
So-
better shooting guard named Kobe
So
Dean Bryant.
I'll tell you something.
Penny was better
Penny
than
got
Kobe
injured
early on.
though towards
I was
the
about
end.
to say, stop playing. Penny was
But
special.
Penny got injured, though.
Penny was doing definitely, yeah.
Penny
was
had a
doing,
whole season himself. when he was
Penny
still
was
playing.
doing stuff that
No,
I
but that's
love
what I'm
Kobe,
saying. But
Penny
towards
was
the end, he struggled with injuries, so it's
Yeah.
still. Shaq would have yielded more with Kobe, is what I'm saying.
Shaq
No.
made the right
The
move.
reason why I firmly believe that Penny would even had that situation is because now most of it, the load, he has to shoulder that. Pause. You know what I mean? So when it comes
So you're
to having
saying
to,
he's not getting injured because Shaq's there, is what you're saying.
I think there's a less toll on his body for sure.
Okay.
I think there's less toll on, because when you feel like now you have to shoulder all the weight, not just you're exerting more, right? I have to not just do what I was already doing. The game was a little bit easier because I know, I may not have to drive as much. I may not have to score as much. I have Shaquille O'Neal. Now I got to turn around. I got to do all that I was already doing and facilitating, and being the guy that's I'm the floor general, and I have to be the one that's generating our offense and play good defense. That's a lot.
So
Hey,
I
remember when
think
Stephon Marbury and Kobe were just going back and forth in the All-Star game that one year? Good times, man.
I have that on tape somewhere. My parents' house.
I don't remember that.
I was gonna say that I was a big Magic fan. Like, I mean, I think every kid in the '90s was a fan of that Shaq Penny Magic team.
Oh, I thought you meant Magic Johnson.
No,
I thought so too. I was like, okay.
my bad. Orlando Magic. That Shaq Penny, D Scott. That was a funny chat one. But that
Pinstripe
whole-
uniforms.
Oh yeah, the uniforms, right? Like, I think everybody was a fan there, and so Christian, like, I don't dislike the Lakers. I say I don't hate the Lakers.
I do.
I've just had periods of not liking them, and that was one specifically when Shaq left Orlando to the Lakers. I hated Shaq so bad for that.
Shaq is
I
such a big
couldn't-
personality, man. He
I
needed to
couldn't
be in a bigger
happy.
market.
No,
Nah.
I mean, and the
It was
the
Orlando's
move
fault.
made sense. Yeah, the
Orlando's
move
fault.
made-
Because now let's keep it a stack. If I'm an owner of a team, if I'm in management of the team, I do not care what the general public, who is not the average basketball fan or average basketball connoisseur, I'm not asking your thoughts on Shaq, a generational player. I'm not doing that, especially in conversation with Alonzo Mourning, who's down the street in
I'm
his
glad you went this
value
route.
versus
I was
Shaq's.
waiting. I was waiting.
I'm not doing that. I'm not having that conversation with you because you guys do not know enough. First of all, this is a new team. This is an expansion team. They're just happy to be here. I'm doing whatever I can to protect my investments. And it's Shaq and Anthony Hardaway, right? So guess what? Even if they don't pay as much, it's the fact that now optics are into it, and you have a young guy who people are already talking and chattering about. Because again, let's look at where Shaq came from. Shaq came from being called a bum, like growing up, and then when it started clicking, now he wanted to prove a point. You already have a guy who's coming into the league having to already have proved points previously. I'm not going to give him a reason to prove a point. What do I need to do to keep you happy? F the fans, because fans are fickle. So, like Hans, you said earlier, winning cures all. F what y'all talking about. Shaq, what you need to be happy. Let's continue to win.
I can't. I mean, he definitely didn't want to be paid less than Alonzo Mourning because he
Yeah,
was
but
way better than Alonzo.
if that conversation never blows up, because guess what? Shaq may not even really have known what Alonzo was getting paid before his deal was inked. You don't know.
Right.
If I can ink that deal with you quick, you're young. Okay. You know what I mean? Let's get this in. Let's get this out. You're winning. You're looking good. Expansion team. You're getting the shine that you crave already. But then you
don't
get
play
put us in a
around with
position.
transcendent superstar.
Now you then put
At
me in a
that level.
position. Yeah. Now you put me in a position. I have to argue. I have to compete with Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
have
Well,
you
Los
I'm
seen
an
the
Angeles-
Lakers?
expansion team. I'm
Have
an
you watched-
expansion
has
team.
been around the block. They understand it. They
you-
understand how to take care of a transcendent
Exactly.
superstar.
An expansion team versus Los Angeles. You lose 1,000 times out of 10.
Did you guys watch the Lakers doc when Jerry was talking about that time when he was like,
Yes.
he was like,
No.
I had an agreement with Shaq, but like he had already had the trade for the 13th pick with Vlade. He didn't even know that if Shaq was even gonna get out of his contract yet. It was like a huge gamble.
Yeah.
It was wild. He didn't even fucking know if Shaq was even gonna.
But this goes to what Evan's talking about. A team like the Lakers understands you don't dilly-dally with a generational talent.
No,
You do what
don't.
you need to do to seal it up
Yeah,
and
you
make
do.
sure that
Well,
this guy is.
question then. What the hell happened with the Bulls, bro? That front office messing up with
Did you not
over
see?
there.
Did you
I
not
mean,
see
that
the
front
MJ?
office-
I did see it. I did.
And no
Huh?
shade.
No, that
this,
fucking
this,
GM.
this is
What's
no
his
more
name?
shade.
I know.
Lou, you my boy. You know, no
Kukoc.
more.
But I'm just saying,
Kukoc-
man.
it's
Like
Kukoc's
these, they
problem.
don't.
But their front office, even past Kraus, continues to be one that it's hard to say that winning is their
At the top of mind.
priority.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Here's what we're doing, unfortunately. Our front office is the Chicago market is not as big as New York or Los Angeles. The Chicago market is Jordan's market. And they've still been able to live off the name of Jordan to make them in conversation with markets like LA and New York. And that's what the front office is like. At the end of the day, we're the Bulls because of what Jordan did.
Their legacy, yeah, the legacy. of
And
the
that's why, remember, we had an earlier conversation talking about when we were talking about in-season tournament, the various tiers of teams. Your big markets, the ones that they expect you to win, they expect results. Your mid-tier that are just happy to be in competition. We're gonna get to the playoffs. We're gonna still fill our seats. And you have the lower tier teams who are they're just happy to be here. They don't necessarily care about winning, but you know what I mean. They'll look to fill out arenas when they have this. You know what I mean, Curry's, the LeBrons, and so on that come play. I hate you guys.
I got another one. And
Nah,
the
we're
way it
good.
was
All right,
going,
guys, we're done.
I just got one more. I got one more, man.
Go
You know,
ahead.
Oh, we're already at
It's cool.
14 minutes. All right, we're good.
It's cool.
That's
It's cool.
fine.
Good
Finish
stuff.
up.
man.
Finish up.
Good stuff.
Finish up.
Nah, I'm done. It's good. It's cool.
You will say that.
We got some good ones. Good job, guys. Good job.
Nah, go ahead. I want to hear it now. I want to hear it.
No, I was just gonna say the Washington then Bullets had both Chris Webber and Rasheed Wallace and let both of them out the building. Now both of them were acting up in DC. Like I've heard the stories of it. It may not have ended well had they kept them, but to have two of maybe the top
Yeah.
5 at least
What
power
about
forwards.
what about young Jermaine O'Neal in Portland?
What about Nash and Dirk Nowitzki with the Mavericks?
Ooh,
That's a
letting
good
Nash
one,
go.
too. That's a good
Yeah.
one too. That's a good one too.
Was it
Yeah.
Jokic? Was it Jokic with who was he with originally? Did they trade him during draft night?
Jokic? No, they draft no.
Was it
Oh,
was it Nurkic? Nurkic was with Denver?
They had
Denver, yeah.
Nurkic and Jokic.
Yeah.
They made the right decision.
Denver had Nurkic and Jokic, and they had to make a decision. So
Yeah.
they chose Joker.
That's an example of it going right.
I don't care if you got
Yeah,
2 cents. You
facts.
put Nurkic at shooting guard for all I care.
Yeah, like when we went and picked up Scottie
The new
Pippen
Twin Towers.
in the draft. That's draft picks that go right. Yo, this is
Ooh.
me.
What about San Antonio with Kawhi? No?
Over
Was that really a fumble, though?
George Hill. They traded George Hill to the Pacers for Kawhi.
Yeah,
The rights to Kawhi.
that was smart. That
Oh.
was smart.
Oh yeah. You're right.
And then he
I
left.
forgot about that. Yeah.
They got a chip out of it though.
Yeah, they did.
True.
They did.
True.
That was MVP over
OKC
that-
trading
over that
James
fraud
Harden.
Duncan.
Ooh, OKC trading James Harden. I like that.
That
Yeah.
one.
I like
That's another example of management just refusing to pay because they're cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why-
because
But
you're-
is that
if
losing
you're an
example
owner-
of the expansion team though? That's a young
Expansion
franchise
team.
in
They took
OKC.
they
Yeah,
took
but you
they
know what it
robbed
is?
that
Thieves in
team
the
from,
night.
from Seattle. They packed
Yeah.
up their things in the
They
middle of the
definitely
night
did.
without telling anyone, and they went to Oklahoma City and bought a house.
They packed up the bus.
Don't y'all think it's crazy that if Seattle gets an expansion team, they're
They
not
should be the
gonna have
Clippers.
any other banners, and there's gonna be Seattle Supersonics banners in Oklahoma City's arena?
That's weird.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
They'd
Did you
have
know
to
that
name
the
One
did
day
you know
I'm
that the
going to pick
Boston-
them up. I'm driving
going to
over.
get 'em?
Yeah.
Did you know that the
Load 'em in
Boston
a van.
Celtics and the San Diego Clippers exchanged names? So technically, the Celtics are the Clippers and the Clippers are the Celtics. Did you know that?
I didn't
No,
know
I
that.
did not know that.
Just a fun fact for you guys.
Let's strike that from the record books.
I mean, it's marked, so I don't know.
Oh
what to
yeah,
tell you.
I mean yeah, clearly.
I'm upset we didn't mention the Clippers are playing better though. I'm just saying.
Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for another great show.
Boom.